Hello and welcome everyone on my YouTube channel. Today I am with Anwer Sayeed Sir. He got placed at Oracle multinational company as a server technology engineer. So in this podcast, we'll be trying to know from him his whole programming journey and journey up to now. So I welcome Anwer Sayeed Sir on my YouTube channel.
Thank you.
So before going to the main part, I would like you to give a quick introduction about yourself, covering your environmental backgrounds and other backgrounds so that our viewers can connect with you.
Hello, everyone. First of all, happy Independence Day to everyone. My name is Anwer Sayeed. I'm currently a final year BTech Computer Science student at National Institute of Technology, Durgapur. And I belong to Purnia, that's a small city in Bihar. I'm currently a mentee at Google Summer of Code for the Policies Foundation. Those who don't know about Google Summer of Code, it's a program to promote open source among college graduates. Even like it has been extended to other levels as well. So I'm currently a mentee at Google Summer of Code. I'm also a beta Microsoft Learn student ambassador, and I had been a mentor at Girl Script Mentor of Contributing. So, like, I'll tell you more about myself as we will proceed through the interview. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Bhaiya, for giving your introduction. Now, coming to the main part, like you have placed at Oracle. So, how is the feeling after getting placed?
So after getting a place at a big multinational company like Oracle, first of all, what I have received is the security and stability in my life. My family is very happy, and they whatever dreams that I had been like watching for so many long years, what my family was saying about me. So I feel like they are going to come true. So I'm feeling very happy and excited about this.
Very nice, very nice. It's a very pleasure moment for us also. Like I know you and you got placed, so this is very great moment for me personally also. So now coming to your journey, to your learning journey. So how and when your programming journey started and what things you learned? Tell us something. Tell us those things in the sequential manner from the first year.
Okay. Okay, Nasi. Like when I was in the first year, I really did not know much about programming languages, about computers, like what hardware they actually like are made of. So these kinds of things I was not aware of that. See, the only thing that helped me, like it is helping even now, and I think will be helping in future as well, was YouTube. So through YouTube, I came to know like there were semester subjects are there in the college, but they are actually outdated, and they don't really help much in your in your interviews or getting a job at like some big company. So what really helped me was YouTube. So initially, I tried to find good videos, like how to actually what exactly is the roadmap. Like if I am in the first year, what should I be doing in the first year? When I will go into second year, how much how much expertise should I be having in some programming languages, or what things actually I need to know? So I was not aware of so much things. So YouTube really did help me a lot. There were many people who were sharing their experiences. So when I was in the first year, I started with C++ programming language, though there were other languages, good programming languages were there, like Python or Java. But for C++, I saw that there are many resources available on the internet. So, and there is a big community. So if you are stuck at something, there is always somebody to help over the internet or at some place to help you. So I started with C++ programming language. I made a mistake. What I did was, like, I tried using book. I tried using a book to learn C++ programming language, and that took a lot of time. Yeah, surely, like books gives you a lot of gives you a proper understanding. How should you approach like to solve a problem, or how should you approach with programming language? But using a book, I do not recommend using a book, because that's very time taking. What you should do, you should go to YouTube and see some videos, some playlists around some programming languages, because they are very quick, and they will give hands-on examples, so that you will be able to experience that programming languages just in front of you. And computer science, the best benefit of computer science is like your room can be your laboratory. Like you don't need an actual laboratory, right? So for computer science, what you can do, like you're just playing a video in one of your Google, browser tab, and on the other tab you are experimenting with it. So that's the best advantage. So what I did was, like, I was learning programming languages I started learning programming languages over the YouTube. What other mistake that I did was that, to reach the array part, like if I am trying to learn a programming language, I like went too deep in data types and other things that don't require much time. Okay, so preferred to go a little fast, because those are some easy concepts. Yes, they will be new, but they are very basics. Reach out to arrays and stacks, queues, these types of data structures fast. Try to practice problems over online. Okay, so in the first year, I involved myself into learning programming languages. I involved myself into making projects. I'll come over this like to this topic, like how exactly can you approach these things. And the second year, I was involved with data structures and algorithms, like maintaining the efficiency, the optimization. In the third year, I was involved with open source organizations. How can I contribute to the real world? Like you can make contributions to a project that is actually being used by thousands of people. Like you can actually make contributions. So I'll tell you everything about that. So from the first year to the third year, I was involved in these things. And the final year is a very busy year where you mostly appear for interviews, you mostly prepare for coding rounds, these kinds of things. So I'll like go in detail in each of them. So like Nasir, you can like proceed with the next question.
Yeah, thank you, Bhaiya. Like you have said what things you did in your first year, second year, and third year, and now you are in fourth year and already placed. So other thing like that I would like to ask from you, like many students are watching this and they will be preparing for companies like Oracle and other companies. So what is your ideal pathway, like this pathway or that pathway they should follow to get placed at those companies? So right from the first year, means what should be like you did some mistakes, but what they actually should do?
That is a very good question, because I always want to like people to be aware of some things. So let me tell you in the sequential order what you should do to get placed in a big company, or to like to be settled in the final year, like in the initial period of final year. So like in the first year, as you have a lot of free time, so I would suggest try connecting with seniors of your college, seniors that are actually ready to guide you. Okay, so try making connections, try making friends who are very competitive, who are ready to learn with you. Okay, so you can make teams in the future hackathons as well. So try to find good people in the first of year of your college, and also choose one programming language. It can be either Java, Python, C++. So any three among these, I would prefer in the order you go with C++, then go for Java, and then only go for Python. Python is a very easy programming language, but a lot of companies already use C++ and Java. So I would like recommend like to select C++ or Java as your first programming language. So in the first years you have a lot of free time, so you have to explore. Okay, so try exploring like cloud, try exploring security, try exploring open source, like the competitive programming. So there are a lot of fields. So you invest your time into exploring. Don't go deep into something like you have decided this thing and you want to continue this for your entire 4 years of journey in your college. So don't do that. Start with the programming language and start exploring these topics. When you are in the second year of your college, what I would suggest, like, to go a little ahead into data structures and algorithms. Actually understand what stacks, queues, trees, graphs, linked lists, arrays, strings are. Now what are the standard questions related, what are the standard questions in those topics? Okay, so how can you actually like try solving it in your IDE or your whatever IDE or like things you use? Okay, so the other thing that you could do in your second year is to like make projects, because like in second year there are lots of programs. Will be like the best program that is very like I would say trending program is Engage, Microsoft Engage, and there are other programs as well, like some programs by DE Shaw and some other there are lots of hackathons that are for second years as well. Don't involve yourself into like applying for internships, or going into like the second year and the first year is only for learning. The second year especially is only for learning. Okay, so prepare for hackathons, like solve coding questions, like appear in competitive programming, like go for competitive programming, whatever you like. So these kinds of things should be done in the second year. Okay, and explore open source as well. When you come to the third year, like, and in the second year there is also one program that is Google Summer of Code. Okay, so in my second year I did apply for Google Summer of Code, but I was not selected that year. And in third year as well I applied for Google Summer of Code, and that year I was selected for the Policies Foundation. Okay, so when you come to the third year is the year to take internships. Okay, so at the end of the third year you will see many of your friends are getting PPO, pre-placement offers. Okay, so I would suggest like in the third year mainly involve you. I'm talking about like the computer science graduates. For other branches, the roadmaps and the paths are different. Like in the third year, yeah, I told you like lots of companies will come in your college for internships, and like for internships, so you better prepare for it. Okay, so whatever projects you made in the second year, that those projects will help you in securing internships in the third year. And as I said, like I involved myself into Google Summer of Code in the third year, so you can do that too. So the third year is mainly about that. And in the final year you like sit for full-time offers, like companies will come, they'll ask you certain specific topics. Okay, so let me like tell you about like what exactly they ask you in interviews. So they are like if you talk me like topic wise, I would suggest there are a few topics, but if you go in depth, like they are like there's so much content. The syllabus is so big. Okay, so I would suggest not like in interviews they ask you mainly topics in the priority order. I'm telling you, like the first topic they mainly ask is data structures and algorithms. Like as I said, like arrays, linked lists, strings, stacks, queues, graphs. So these like hash maps. So these kinds of things like comes under data structures and algorithms. The other topic that you should be prepared is with operating system. Operating system is a very like is very easy. I would say it is easy because the questions come directly like what is paging, demand paging, these kinds of questions come from operating system. So after data structure and algorithm, prepare for operating system. Okay, after operating system, I would say go for DBMS, database management system. There is this subsection in the DBMS of SQL. Okay, so structured query language. So prepare for it. There is many syllabus content. You need to like practice SQL, like writing SQL programs, like SQL queries. है ना? So they in interviews they sometimes ask you to like SQL queries as well. After you are finished with these four topics like DSA, OS, like DBMS. So these topics, you go for what? You go for computer networks. In some interviews, like they also like mainly what I would suggest, like why to keep computer networks in the like in the sequence below, because you can skip computer networks in some interviews as well. You can ask the interviewer that you are not very well prepared with computer networks, so they can skip asking you questions from that. Okay, but if you are telling like the interviewer that please don't ask me questions from OS, then that thing is little like can go negative for you. But you can skip computer networks questions, and after like you are finished with like if you like gets to expertise from these topics, only then go for system design. Mainly system design questions are mainly asked in experience interviews. Like after you are placed, you have worked in some company for 2 or 3 years, and then you are switching your company, then in those interviews they mainly ask you system design questions. So you can like if you will ask me like what are some resources available on the internet, so I would suggest like for operating system there is this Babbar Bhaiya playlist. That's a very excellent playlist. You can go, like that is enough for the interviews. Okay, for DBMS you can go for like gate smashers and like topics, or you can also read it. Like there are many YouTube videos available that will tell you like what is the roadmap actually and what topics you must cover. So these kinds of things like is there. And for system design, like you can just view the playlist of Gaurav Sen Bhaiya. Gaurav Sen Bhaiya is like really like if he when he teaches you system design, you will feel like it's going very interesting. He is editing his videos so great, you will enjoy system design videos, but only do it after you get to expertise these topics. For data structures and algorithms, the best YouTube channel that I would recommend is of Striver. Striver mainly like the DB playlist of Striver is really great. He approaches the problem from the brute force to the optimized one. Then he tells you the recursion problem. Then what is the problem in the recursion solution, and then he optimizes it with tabulation. Great videos. Like he's really doing a great work. So for data structures and algorithms, you go for Striver. You can watch videos from Apna College. So these people have really helped me. That's why I wanted to mention their names here. So you can like go in these sequential orders, and you are good to go with product based companies. And for service based companies, they ask you really very basic questions. If you are preparing for product based companies, then it is more than enough for service based companies, I think. Okay, thank you. One topic that I used to add was object-oriented programming that we normally call groups, and you need to do it. You need to place it in a sequential order just before operating system. Just after you get a little expertise in data structures and algorithms, you go for object-oriented programming, and after that you do operating system.
Yes, thank you, Bhaiya. And if you are anyone in first year, so you can definitely follow these steps to have a better future. So other thing, like you have said, for those people who are in first year and who are just starting their coding journey, and means they are in first year. But what about those people who have not started and who had not started their due to some reason or due to their laziness, they could not start their programming journey in the first year or in the second year. But now they are somewhat hopeless. But they have spirit to get a good future. So how they will be starting their journey and how they can also get placed at some good companies.
For those people who are starting a little late, right, they have like missed 2 years of their college life only. So I would suggest like following SDE sheets. So there are a lot of YouTubers who are providing SDE sheets. Like Love Babbar Bhaiya has given a 450 questions SDE sheet. So you can like solve those questions from there. There are those selective questions. You only need to solve those questions. And like there is this SDE sheet of Striver as well. Okay, and he has also provided the video solutions for those questions. So it will be very easy for you. Go for like a Striver and Love Babbar, solve those SDE sheets, do operating system and a little of SQL. and that will be enough. I think these topics can be covered in less than a year, and you will be good to go for interviews, because many companies that will come into your college that will only ask, like in the coding round, after the coding round they only ask basic questions from data structures and algorithm in your interviews. So you don't need to fear about that. Don't go for open source, in the if you are in the third year and you are starting to contribute to open source, because that won't really much help in that these open source and other extracurricular is to be done in the first year and second year. So in the third year, mainly for pay focus to your data structures and algorithms. And if you don't have a project, try to make a project in group. Okay, so appear for a hackathon if you are not getting any idea, because hackathon will give you an idea to make a project on this. Okay, so you can make a group, because you will have to do only a little thing, and the project will get ready when you divide the work. So make a group and make a project. So project is necessary for interviews as well. Okay, I'm telling you.
So yeah, if you are in third year or second year, and if you have not started your programming journey, then you can follow the step that Anwar Bhaiya has said. So another thing, Anwar Bhaiya, tell us in detail about your selection process at Oracle and the different rounds at Oracle.
The first round, the Oracle mainly came in my college, and there were multiple rounds. The first round was the coding round. The second round was the technical interviews. There were no HR or managerial round. Okay, so in the coding round, they asked a single programming question that was on matrix. You need to do some matrix operations, and you will be fine to go. The other question they asked was on the REST API. You have to create a REST API. They had given a space to write the code in that. And the other questions were from MCQ questions. The rest of the questions were from MCQ, like trees, graphs, stacks, queues. These types of questions were there. And one question was from SQL. So if you will ask me, the SQL coding round was a complete package. So if you have really devoted your time in in your college, you will be it will be a piece of cake for you. All the questions are from topics, and they are medium level questions, and you will be able to solve them. When I was shortlisted for the interviews for the server technology role, and in that there were three technical rounds. I will tell you what was that, what was things were asked in those interviews, and I'll also tell you how to you will be able, how can you crack interviews, some tips as well. Okay, so they mainly in the first round they mainly asked me questions on arrays. Okay, it was a basic question pair sum. I had to find some pair sum, and there were other questions on arrays as well, like some. In the second round, they mainly asked me questions from strings, and in the third one round was it was on the projects that was listed on my resume. Okay, along with that, I suggest you, there was a linked list, questions from linked list, in which you have to find a cycle and remove it. Okay, so that question, that is a standard question from linked list, you can find in the love sheet. Okay, so mainly if you practice lead code medium questions, you will be able to crack coding into interview rounds of big tech companies. Okay, so solve medium questions from lead code, but don't involve yourself in one topic for much longer time. Because if you are able to solve questions for arrays, if you have solved 20 questions and your concept is clear, you are good to go to the next topic. But if you have solved 50 questions and your array is still not clear, then you should practice more questions. So it all depends on your understanding. Some people practice less questions, some people practice more questions. So the basic idea is you should have the understanding of that topic. In the interviews, what I did was I was able to guide my interviewer to ask me such questions that I had the answer already. That mainly I tried to take my interview into my resume, and I was I tried, he only asked questions what was already there in my resume. I was not keeping anything in my resume that I didn't know, and when if he will ask and I will not be able to answer. After the interview, I will say I was more confident that I'll get selected, because I had answered all the questions, and the interviewer was very impressed. And as I was a Google Summer of Code student, and he really asked me questions like what did I contribute, how did I make workflows. So everything was there in the resume. I was prepared for it. So guide your interviewer into asking questions that is present on your resume and you can answer. So that thing is a little communication type. So you should be good with your communication. You should be good with conveying things that you know, and telling and making people to ask you questions what you already know and you can answer very well. So these things are the key that helps you crack your in technical interviews.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for giving tips about interviews and your sharing your experience. Now, another thing that I would like to ask you is, what are your future goals since you have been placed at Oracle? So, is it the beginning of a new revolution for you, or you're settled?
So that is a very good question. After my plan is to when I'll work for oracles. I will work for oracle. I'll try to learn lots of new things. I'll try to learn how oracle actually works, what technology it uses, and how things actually work in an what you'll say in a professional world, in an industrial, like how industrially things work. Okay, because my plan is to start my own company. I'm really motivated for it. So after I gain much experience from oracle or any other company, I'll try to invest my time into forming my own group, into forming my trusted people, and starting my own company. The other goals that I have is to support my family, is to make their dreams possible as well. And there are some hobbies of mine, like traveling to new places, talking with strangers, meeting new people. So I want to do those things as well. I want to explore corners of India. I want to visit there, and like these kinds of things I have plans. Thank you.
Great, great, and I wish you all the best for achieving all those things. Now another thing that I would like to ask you is, what are your suggestion for all engineering students as a whole? Like what things they should be exposed to, and what things they should try, and other things in their whole engineering period. Ideal things or the things that they should at least do to be called as an engineer.
For all engineers that are present in a college, I would suggest them to make connections. Like making connections with good people will bring you new opportunities, will give you new insights on how you can approach your career, or you can opt for other things as well. Like many I have seen many people from other branches like electrical, from mechanical, they are getting jobs into technical companies as well. So like try to make connections, because you can use either like LinkedIn, because I am like, you can search me, my name is Anwer Sayeed. So you can search Anwer Sayeed on LinkedIn. You can always approach me. You can always approach other people who are doing great in whatever you want to achieve. Always try to make, like I would say, make connections, because opportunities can come from anywhere. And if you are sitting in your room, you are thinking that you will be able to do all the things on your own. And yes, in some cases that is possible, but my feeling, what I feel is that you don't know where your life is going to go. So opportunities can come from the most unexpected place. You are not expecting like your career will go in that direction. You are working on some other path, and opportunities like some you get to hear from some words of your friends, and you get a like little motivated, and you start working, and you are achieving great in your life. So try to make connections, talk with people, talk with good people, and always open to discussions. Discuss ideas, don't discuss people. And make connections on LinkedIn or other places wherever you want. Try to visit your seniors of your college, because I feel like I am sitting in my in my hostel, and for me, and I know like many students in my colleges that are junior to me, they could get a lot of guidance from me. They can come to me, you can ask me certain questions that I can't answer in interviews, these kinds of interviews. So they can come and ask me questions, many life related, or if they are in some mental problem is there. So you can always come to me or some of your seniors, and like take advantage of of your connections. So this is the thing I would like to say.
And yeah, thank you, Vijay. Now, another thing that I would like to ask you is like, since you, yes, like things were clear for you because you were a computer science student and you got placed in computer science itself. But what is your suggestion for those people who are in another branch, but they also wish to get placed in tech sector? So, how they should be ready for the battle and how they should be preparing and what things they should be doing to get placed in tech companies? What are your suggestion?
For those people who want to take a job in as a technical role in big companies, so I would suggest them like to always Google things, because Google is always there for you to answer all your questions. And I'm telling you, like, even if you are not from a computer science department, even if you are not from electronics, if you're from mechanical, you're from civil, and you want to take a technical job, you want to like take jobs that are being offered to a computer science student. So I'm telling you that there are lots of companies that are putting no barrier. Like their branch is not a barrier. There are certain companies that are putting up this branch, like you should be in a circuital branch, you should be in a computer science, electronics, or electrical. But I'm telling you that there are lots of companies till now that are offering you jobs if you have some skills. So I would say, like, work on your skills. If you can't afford a course, if you can't buy a course, take help from YouTube, take help from your seniors or other people. But first try to develop skills in you. If you will have skills, you can also apply for positions off campus. You can take referrals from some people who know that, yeah, he's an skillful person, he knows that subject really well. So you can apply for off campus. Many companies that visit on campus keeps branches open to all. Yeah. So first of all, develop skills in you. Whatever I told you in the in just now, just before. So try to like improve in that, and then apply for companies either off campus, take referrals, or even you can start with startup companies. Some startup companies, they will interview you. They will see you. Yeah, do you have actually the that subject knowledge or not? So you can work with startups. Many people who initially work with startups, as there is a pressure load, there is a lot of work, so you get to also learn lots of things. So when you will face like interviews, like I'm telling you, one of my friend, his name I like his name is like, I would say, I won't say, look, let's skip his name, but he had done diploma. Okay, he had done only diploma, and but he was very active, because when I was doing my internship at a small company, so he was my mentor there. When I asked him, like, because I was feeling like he's a very experienced person in the technology role, but when I asked him like in which sector he's currently working, so he told me that he's still a student. Okay, and he's junior than me, but he's a mentor for me at that company. So even a few days back when I talked with that person, so he told me that going to appear for the Google interview. So that's a really big thing. So I should say his name is Goswami. Okay, so if Goswami watches that video, so he will be happy that I took his name. So he is now appearing for Google interviews. Okay, so I'm telling you, like, even if you are not from a computer science or technical branch, first try to devote your time and develop technical skills. There are scope and opportunities in the technical field. You can always apply and get some jobs from there, or you can always talk to an experienced technical person. He is always going to tell you, like, first prepare these things, come to me, I'll help you to get a job. Okay, so things are like not that easy, but things work. Okay.
Definitely, you can definitely go through, means follow these steps, and there are endless number of opportunities, and you can try the hands there. And another thing, Bhaiya, like we are now towards the end of this podcast, so I would like to ask you, who are the people and people say in this whole journey who supported you and who guided you at all steps, and you are very thankful to them? Who are the people?
So there are a lot of people in my life that really helped me in lots of things. That first, let me start with my best friend. My best friend's name is Tasneem Kaushal. So she always helped me in what, like, in this, like, you are seeing me like I'm placed at Oracle, but if you'll like check my background, you will say that I have received rejections from lots of companies. Okay, and there was that time that I was really like not feeling quite good about, like, if I'll get a job or not. So my best friend, Tasneem Kaushal, she was always there to help me with my, like, if I am like mentally depressed or something. So she was always there. Then in my family, my big brother, Ahmed Said. So he always supported me with all monetary help whenever I demanded. He never told me that he's facing some issues or that. He always supported me with monetary help. Then there is my small brother, Amjad Saeed. So he is always there to like guide me practically that what options should I choose, like to not go impractical, like completely like following some path that has no results in it. So he was always there practically guiding me. Then there is my small sister. She is like very special to me. Whenever I go home, she greets me quite well, and we like play and do lots of fun activities. Then there is my mother. She always believes in me. She like whenever I am like depressed or something, I tell her as well, and she tells me like everything will go quite well. Just have trust on you. So, and in my college as well. So Nasir is there, and he is a very nice person. When I first saw him, like he was like very gentle person, and like he's doing a great activity. Like he has started YouTube channel to help a lot of people. I really wanted to help like juniors in my college, but through him I'm able to, like, if this video reaches a lots of students, so this is all on him. Then there are some of my friends like Ayush Raj. He like always he whenever I stuck at a technical problem, like suppose I'm making some pull requests over open source organizations, and I'm stuck at so whatever silly doubts I had, he used to clear all those doubts with some YouTube presenting my screen or using a team viewer. So he was always there for me, and there are other people as well. So I want to thank you to all such people. They really did great in my life, and I want to like give back. Not I can't give back everything, but I'll try my best to give back them some things as well. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Bhaiya. You have told the name of all those people who are doing their part in your journey and helping you and supporting you at all points in your life. Now, the last thing that I would like to ask you is, like, you come from Bihar, and people in Bihar are really not doing good, and you have really achieved a great thing. So, what is your suggestion for them? What is your suggestion for those guardians and students who will be watching this, for people in Bihar?
For students in my Bihar, because Bihar, like in my city, is a very, like you say, very remote. The best thing that has reached to my city is internet. I'm telling you, like, if you have some internet access, because you are watching this video, so it will reach you through internet as well. Try to like get the most benefit out of this internet. Okay, so don't waste your time in like scrolling videos or other things. Like, try to learn from the, because there are lots of things on YouTube or other platforms that are free for you. Because if you have money problem, you just like take use of the internet and you can like learn a lot of skills. It can guide you as well. The other thing that I would suggest is to please have is to please trust a teacher. Find a teacher who can really guide you. Because I am sitting here, I am telling you things won't help you much, but if there is somebody in your locality who is guiding you, like it can be either your mother, your brother, or some teacher in a local coaching institute. In my case, I went like accidentally, went to an engineering college in, not sorry, in a coaching institute that was JE Vision. There was this Chetan sir, and he really motivated me through all my 2 years of JE period. Because JE period is like a very, I would say, hardworking phase of your life. When you will come to college, you will not have to pay that same amount of hard work that you were doing in your JE days. So in my case, Chetan sir was there, and he is a really great teacher. And in your case, it can be anyone. As I said, it can be your brother, sister, even your small brother or a big brother, or it can be someone in your locality. So try to find a teacher and take guidance from them, and like always, like discuss with people, make connections, and you can like reach new heights. So this way you can like work.
Definitely, people from Bihar should have a teacher in their life and learn things by themselves. Because if they can learn things from somebody else, someone, then it is fine. But if you are facing some challenges, then you should definitely learn things from YouTube and the things on internet, because lots of things are there. And there is a lot you can do. There is nothing like people coming from Bihar cannot do things. You can definitely do, and things are there because he's from Bihar also, and he has done. And whatever a man has done, a man can do, and you can definitely do it. So yeah, now we are towards the end of this podcast. I really thank you, Anwar Bhaiya, for coming to my YouTube channel and sharing your views and suggestions and your experiences here. Thank you once again. I wish you all the best for your future.
And please subscribe to this channel. He's doing like very good. Share this video, like this video, and like tell other people that there is one channel like from Nasir's channel, and he is like he will regularly upload guidance videos and other podcasts. So make sure to like and subscribe and share.
Yes, thank you for watching this video. Have a good day. Thank you.